Folks, and welcome back to FightCast. I'm your host, Darian Terry, and we're going to go over some stuff that's been happening live. Oh my gosh. Lots of crazy stuff actually heating up right now inside the UFC world, inside of the MMA world, as you know, or as you may not know. Mayweather Promotions actually picked an August date. Yes, a date in August, basically to host out an arena. A show. Could it be? Could it be the Floyd Mayweather Jr. versus Conor McGregor matchup that it seems like the world's been waiting for? I don't know if the world's been waiting for this. I don't know. Like, we'll just say this. A lot of people have been speculating about this matchup, and it's been happening for almost 2 years as of right now. Basically, since 2016, after March of 2016, after his loss to Nate Diaz, that's when Floyd really started going and hyping things up and go ahead and talking about a potential fight with the infamous Conor McGregor. The way I look at it is like this. I don't know how someone could be 0-0 and fight someone that's 49-0. It just sounds ridiculous to me. There's people have worked all of their lives just to be able to go ahead and fight somebody like Floyd Mayweather. All of their lives. Manny Pacquiao. It took years just to go ahead and have that fight go ahead and come into to be materialized. All these guys, that Floyd Mayweather has actually fought. Oscar De La Hoya, Arturo Gatti, Zab Judah. You talk about Manny Rivera. There's so many guys that he has actually fought itself, and it took years for them to get to that level. Robert Guerrero, another one. Oh gosh, the list just goes on and on. And to say that, oh yeah, basically this is going to go ahead and be a marquee matchup. This guy's just going to go ahead and leap the ladder, basically go and fight the number one pound for pound boxer of our generation is a little ludicrous. And but at the same time though, if the two want to fight each other, why not? You know what I'm saying? Okay, if this guy wants to fight this guy, why should there be anything stopping it from happening? You know what I'm saying? Literally, if A man wants to fight B man, then that's how it should go. I just don't think that, I don't think it's fair from a lot of the people that are actually inside the sport of boxing. People that actually want to have, sweat, blood, and tears. I don't think it's fair for somebody to go ahead and just leapfrog everybody and go ahead and just say, you know what, I'm fighting the guy that's 49-0. And you're 0-0. It kind of makes no sense in real life. But at the same time, hey, it's 2017, and Conor is basically going ahead and making things happen his way. He's doing random things. I think this is a huge money grab for Conor McGregor. He'd rather go ahead and be fighting for $70 million opposed to $3 million. And I think that also this is a way for Floyd Mayweather to go ahead and actually stay relevant inside of the scene. Floyd is the money man and Conor is the money man. So why wouldn't you want to go ahead and actually see these guys duke it out, I guess? I think this is going to be a one-sided victory, basically for someone that's 49-0. And it literally, it takes years. It took years for people to actually get the same boxing ring as Floyd Mayweather Jr., like Manny Pacquiao or Oscar De La Hoya, and they still couldn't touch him. Okay, so I really don't see how that's going to just somehow crystallize for Conor McGregor when he's lost to Nate Diaz. But at the same time, though, we'll see exactly what happens. Think it's going to be a cool matchup, though. Also, basically coming up is right now on June 17th, Saturday, we have an event that's going to be taking place coming your way. Oh, yes, folks, it's UFC Fight Night. And who's lining up that card? Holly Holmes, trying to go ahead and break a 3-fight losing skid. Oh my gosh. You know what? And here's the great thing about it, to go ahead and actually do it against a Bethe Correia. That's just going to go ahead and be an intense wind-up bout as of right there. this fight. Both of these girls right now, Holly Holmes is 10-3 inside the sport. Those three losses go ahead coming consecutively. Bethe Correia is 10-2, lost to Ronda Rousey, as you guys know, got knocked out by her. And so, man, when you go ahead and look at this bout, it's pretty much it's gonna be about who's game time at the time. It's gonna be about who brings the heat. It looks like this match is going to go and take place at 135 pounds. And so it's not going to go and be at Holly Holmes' 45-pound weight class that they just went ahead and just made up. But I could be wrong, but we shall see. As of right now, Holly Holmes is not even in the rankings. Bethe Correia was ranked number 11th there. And so it's going to go ahead and be one of those, it's going to be some twists and turns to this little rivalry right here. I'm surprised that they actually made main event of this card, just because the fact is, there's just nothing on the line for them at this point. I mean, as far as anything going into a title contention, for Holly Holmes, I mean, maybe she can go and get a rematch against Ronda Mee or something, but Ronda Mee doesn't even want to fight at 45s anymore. She'd rather drop down to 35s because she's scared to go ahead and fight that monstrous looking woman. And I think you all know who we're talking about. Yes, Chris Cyborg. And so it's just going to be one of those ordeals. That's why I'm surprised that it actually was the main event. Also inside of that event there, UFC Fight Night, June 17th is going to be Andre Arlovski trying to go ahead and redeem himself after his last knockout loss to Francis Ngannou. 25-14, pretty crazy record as of right there. Gosh, 25-14, was that 35? Oh, yeah, 39 fights. Yeah, 39 fights. Dude's about to fight his 40th fight, Andre Arlovski, but he's been doing it since like 2004. So, yeah, this guy is decorated. Marcin Tybura from Poland, 15-2, will be his opponent. That will be a good matchup here for a guy that's 15-2. Marcin looks like a gamer. I do not remember. Let me see, Marcin Tybura. I want to go ahead and see if he has like any real good, like notable victories here, because it doesn't look like he would, because no one's really heard of him. But we'll check this out. Breakfast of Champions. So let me see here. Look at this here. So he's actually fought 4 fights in the UFC. Marcin has basically he's 2-2. Actually, he's 2-1 as of right now. His last 2 fights against Luis Henrique, basically he did win on a KO victory on March the 4th on that Woodley Thompson card, and then he's also won August 6, 2016 against a Victor Pesta. And so he does have 3 fights inside the UFC. We'll see exactly how this is going to go ahead and match up here for him. He is number 13th ranked at the heavyweight division against another 8th ranked Andre Arlovski. All right, it's coming up before that fight, we got the chaos of Kobe Covington, which is 11-1 as of right now, and looking for a ranking at 170 pounds. He's currently unranked against Don Young Kim, the stun gun. Good old Don Young Kim. This is going to be a pretty good fight, I believe. Reason being is matchup sticks. Kobe Covington is a really, really good grappler, an extremely, extremely good grappler. And I think that this is going to be a test for Don Young Kim, who doesn't really go against that many grapplers at all. Okay, so we'll go ahead and see if it works out for him. I don't know if it really will work out for him at all, but Don Young Kim, let me see. He's coming off that win against Tariq Saffiedine in December, and it was pretty much a split decision. It could have went any way, and he's got a win over Josh Berkman back 2015 and Dominique Waters. I mean, he doesn't have any like crazy victories and stuff, but at the same time, Don Young Kim is a monster. Okay, and so we'll see exactly what happens with this. He always fights very smart. So this will be a really good one there. Coming up before that one is the last guy that actually fought Dun Young Kim, Tariq Safadine, and he is ranked number 11 right now at the welterweight division. He is going up against the number 5 ranked 170 pounder. Who is that? Wait a minute. Is it a guy that hasn't even fought at 170s? Yes. Oh my gosh, is that Rafael Dos Anjos? Oh my, yes, it is Rafael Dos Anjos. Rafael Dos Anjos is making his debut at welterweight against Tariq Safadine that same day, and I cannot wait to see what unfolds. Rafael Dos Anjos is definitely one of my favorite fighters. He definitely goes ahead and brings a lot of heat to the table. I want to see how this weight jump is going to go ahead and actually will it suffice for him? Is it going to go and be the right move? I think it is, because Rafael is he's just a winner, dude. If you go ahead and look at his past performances, oh man, his only 2 drops were against Eddie Alvarez and Tony Ferguson in most recent history, okay, in the last 2 years. But otherwise than that, he's been on a straight up tear, okay, running through Donald Cerrone in about 66 seconds. He ran through. Oh man, just made Anthony Pettis look stupid. March 14th, 2015. Before that, he tore into Nate Diaz, made him look pretty goofy, and also has knocked out Benson Henderson, which is kind of crazy to think about. And then you go ahead and think about Rafael Dos Anjos going against Jason Hine. All these proven guys, okay, and so fighting is up and down, and it's crazy. It's a crazy loss for him when he lost to Tony Ferguson. But man, that's a tough fight to take. That's a tough fight to take right after you lost the belt. So at the same time, though, he said he was about to go ahead and pass out after that fight. So I could before that fight, just trying to go ahead and make the weight. So I could definitely see him going ahead and jumping up and stuff like that. All right, and coming up now, basically, obviously that's the fight night. That's going to be airing Saturday, June the 17th. It's pretty good undercard, actually, because they got Takanori Gomi, the Fireball Kid. Basically going to be the last matchup. That's going to go ahead and be on UFC Fight Last prelims. He's going to be taking on John Tuck, the Super Saiyan. 35-12 is Takanori Gomi's record, so he's pretty decorated. We also have John Tuck is 9-4, and just a couple other notable fights on there. We got Alex Asarius against Rolando Dye, and Cyril Asker against Walt Harris, also coming in at the 125-pound division. Justin Scoggins versus Oka Sasaki. I have not seen this guy from Japan go. Justin Scoggins, I'm pretty much sure everyone knows him. Basically, Scoggins is coming off. I believe he's coming off of a loss. Let me make sure. Last time I seen him fight, he lost there to Pedro Munoz, round 2 submission. So he's looking to go ahead and get back on the winner side of things. And this little Japanese dude doesn't look too bad. When I go ahead and I take a look at this, let me see here. Yeah, he looks like one of those dudes who just likes to get beat up, but beats people up. Like he doesn't block like a choi, like a dohu choi. Let me see here, but right now, in the UFC. If I expand, let me take a look at this. He's in his last 5 fights, he's 2-3. Okay, so he really needs this one. yeah, I was there to go ahead and actually stay relevant inside the category. He's actually only 4. He's 19-4. Okay, which is, and so that's a really good record. But at the same time, those last 5 fights, his only fights in the UFC, and he's 2-3. So he definitely wants to go ahead and stay on the winner's side there. So coming up, guys, inside, just some potent things coming up and scheduling up and coming. Okay, we're gonna have a fight night. Michael Chiesa versus Kevin Lee. I'm looking forward to this matchup because you guys went ahead and saw that little summer brawl that they did. which was epic. Okay, somebody got punched in the face. Kevin Lee basically hit Mike Chiesa in the face, which is really cool. It's not really cool that you got hit in the face. It's just really cool that all that shit transpired just over a mom crack, and it wasn't really a crack at the person's mom. It was just like one of those things. He just said even his mom's buying tickets, but. Don't mention the mama. Okay, Michael Chess is number 7 ranked right now at the lightweight division at 14-2, and Kevin Lee is 15-2. Okay, so both only succumbing to 2 losses right now inside the UFC. And man, I mean that's pretty good. I mean Michael Chiesa. One huge number of loss against Gamebred, Jorge Masvidal. Kevin Lee, I know he lost to Alaquinta, and so and also has been knocked out by a Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu guy, as Michael Chiesa has stated. But otherwise than that, man, these guys really have some have a great career ahead of them. Now, on that same card is Johnny Hendricks, Big Rig, making his second appearance at 185 pounds against big old Tim Balsh, the Barbarian. That'll be a great fight. Yeah, those 85-pounders always just look so much more, just look so way huge. All right. On that one too, we got Felice Herring, number 13 ranked. Yes, at the strawweight division against Justine Kish. And let me see here. The Dirty Bird's back. Tim Means, the Dirty Bird, against Alex Garcia, the Dominican Nightmare. Oh, that's going to be a stand-up brawl. And coming back into play right now, we got BJ Penn. What? Yeah, he's back. He's going to be taking on a good old Dennis Siver. Okay, and so that's going to be one of those old school matchups right there to watch. So that should be pretty cool. On that same card, they actually do have Clay Guida coming in on the prelims. The Carpenter coming back against Eric Koch. And so that's going to be a really good fight right there. Also, Carla Esparza against Marina Moroz. Okay, number 8 and number 10 ranked opponents as of right there. So some pretty good stuff to go ahead and come for you guys this summer as of right now for the next 2 events. Just going a little bit backwards here. It's going to be crazy to go ahead and think about, but Mark Hunt just looks like he just depleted Derek Lewis on UFC Fight Night on Saturday. It just looked like a total depletion. It was like, what? Yeah, that really did go down. Yeah, yeah. So like it was just one of those things that was like it just looked like it was going to come down to damage, and it looks like that's really what happened. It just came down to damage. Who's going to go ahead and damage who? And I mean, round 4, when you're going 5 rounds out there, man, it's just going to be a tough go anytime. And so, oh man, at that point, let me see. Well, Hunt actually had more significant strikes, 24 out of 38 against 13 to 29 for Derek Lewis. And, it was otherwise than that. I mean, it wasn't like that much of a huge difference, but, it could have went either way, I guess. But then you go to, oh yes, Brunson versus Kelly. Brunson got that victory. Yes, and then we had Hooker, and so Hooker went ahead and got that win too, man. That was a pretty crazy win right there. Let me see here. We're gonna go into. Let me look at this one. I want to take a look at just to see exactly when I was watching this Brunson one. Yeah, he just got a clean victory here, and then but man, big ups on this card. When I was watching the Tim Elliott versus Ben 10 Win fight. I mean, that was just a pretty crazy fight altogether because Ben 10 Win was just like on it, like literally just like on it that day. And so, it was just like, it was pretty crazy to go and actually see that went down. And so, but yeah, I mean, it was like, wow. Yeah. I mean, first round, rear naked choke. It was just like, what? It was such a doozy. It was just such a doozy, especially because Tim Elliott's been on such a tear. And so, but we'll see exactly what happens inside the future. Tim Elliott always bounces back, and Ben 10 win. It looks like he just had a good day, man. He was on, and it looked like he wasn't going to get turned off. And so, crazy fight is right there. If you haven't watched that card, basically make sure that you can go ahead and see about YouTube and some fights, or go ahead and get some highlights on that thing. But otherwise than that, guys, join me again. I want to go ahead and have another podcast, another FightCast go ahead and coming your way as we go more in depth of this UFC fight night, Holmes versus Bethe Correia. And we want to go ahead and see exactly what's going to happen with this whole matchup here, and because there's a career on the line for Holly Holmes right now. Okay, you don't want to go 0-4 inside the UFC, even if you're the girl that took down the giant of Ronda Rousey. It doesn't matter. At some point, they may have to let you go, and that's the big thing that she's concerned, backed up against the wall. As of right now, we'll see exactly what's going to happen with that. Also, yes, that Tariq Savanian versus Rafael dos Anjos fight needs a little bit. We need to go a little bit more in depth on that. But yeah, definitely go and tune in. Of course, we got the Dong Hyun Kim versus Colby Covington as well. But guys, we will see you very soon here in the near future here. I would like to go and get another one out in about 2 more days, coming on Thursday, coming into the Saturday night. And so, but yes, I'm your host, Darian Terry, and welcome back to FightCast. We will be talking to you soon.